Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Mixed Media Mayhem. Now today's Mixed Media Mayhem's recipe is a pretty fun one. It was picked by Laura. So you need to use a stencil, bling, and die cuts or a cut file. Now I haven't pulled my stencil out yet because I'm not sure which one I want to use. I don't know if I want to go like super Christmassy or if I want to use something else. But I've got to make that decision. I also have my bling, so I've got my silver dots right here. There's also bits of gold, which I will have more gold with my ornament gold chroma mist from Brutus Monroe and my silver glitter glaze from Brutus Monroe. And then the third thing is die cuts or a cut file, and I am using this cut file right here. Now, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be trees or arrows or what this is. I don't even know where I got it, but I'm going to use it as kind of an abstract tree thing. And then the photo I am scrapbooking is a photo of some of our Christmas totes that we bring in each year for getting decorations done. Now, you guys might be like, whoa, Sandy, that's a lot of pink. And yes, it is. And remember, in my chronological albums, I do whatever colors I am feeling for my Christmas photos. And this isn't really a Christmas photo, it's a photo of totes. And in my December project album, that is always the very traditional colors. So there it is. Let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I'm starting out with some silver Brutus Monroe glitter glaze, and I am just using my glitter glaze palette knife to push it through the stencil. Now, the stencil is the January 2022 stencil of the month, so everyone who signed up for stencil of the month, the inaugural stencil of the month, they got the stencil, and it is a pretty awesome stencil, if I do say so myself. Now, I am pushing the silver glitter glaze with my glitter glaze palette knife, and I do suggest using one palette knife for glitter glaze because no matter what you do, glitter sticks, and you don't want to contaminate any other kinds of medias or pastes with glitter. But if you get glitter in your glitter glaze, it's not really going to matter. So now I am taking this cut file and I'm taking some ruby ink from Close to My Heart, and I am just going to ink up the cut file. Now, if I wanted this to be a solid ruby red, I would have taken my ink pad and went ahead and inked direct from the ink pad to the cut file. But I want a little variation in color. I don't want it to be a solid color. So as you can see, I have some darker areas and some lighter areas. What I don't want, though, is to have white, like white, stark white on this cut file. What I want it is the variations like we were just talking about. And now that I've taken away the black matte, you could see them a little bit better. Now I decide to go ahead and get some of my Brutus Monroe Ornament Gold down on this cut file before it gets placed on my paper, and that's because I want the splatters to just be on the cut file. Like, I want the full and complete splatters for you to be able to see that. Now, I am going to splatter afterwards when I'm finished with the layout, but there is a distinct pattern, and you can definitely see that the cut file has been splattered on its own, and I like that look. So I went ahead and distressed the edges of this pink and white and red striped paper, and that gives me a little bit more texture on the layout. I am going to pop this photo up on some fun foam, and I ATG the heck out of the back of it, you guys. Like, I just go hog wild. And then I'm going to add some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. Now, the reason why I'm using the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive is because I am placing this on top of Glitter Glaze. Glitter Glaze has nooks and crannies, and a liquid adhesive will really get in there and grasp and like really hold on to it. It's not going to fall off if you use like a dry tape, like an ATG or a tape runner. And to be completely transparent here, my glitter glaze is not completely dry. I did set it off to the side. I went and ate dinner and came back and it still wasn't dry, which is fine. So I've just worked right on top of it. So if that kind of skeeves you out, or you're like, you maniac, you always let your mixed media dry, then just act like it's dry. It can be our secret. So now I'm taking some wood veneer trees. Some of them are plain and some of them are green. And I'm just creating 3 little clusters of embellishment here on my layout. I'm kind of keeping everything to the lower left-hand side of the page. Definitely going to be weighted on the left-hand side, like center left and center bottom, than it is in that upper right-hand corner. Even though my glitter glaze went through my stencil, it's still white space up in that upper right-hand corner, because there's not a lot of embellishment or other things going on. Now I do have a couple of pink chipboard pieces. One says Deck the Halls, that's the one that I placed over top of the Christmas tree. One says Wonderful Traditions, and one says Filled with Christmas Spirit. So my title is No Snowflakes, Filled with Christmas Spirit. Because we live in California, it doesn't snow. I mean, it snows in California, but not where we are. We don't get snow. We don't even turn on our heat in the winter. Now, if you say that to the native Californians that live here, they think we are a bunch of maniacs, but we are East Coasters where we would get the occasional blizzard. So this is like living the high life out here. Now, I am going to go ahead and put down those big old blingy bits, and then I add on some more silver blingy bits, and then I decide, you know what, I need more gold splatter. So I am going to fully gold splatter all over the layout. So this is definitely a very sparkly layout, and that's cool because it's Christmas. Now I do decide that I don't like the look of the background paper without some sort of border around it. And if I would have thought about this ahead of time, I would have trimmed my paper down and adhered it to a solid color border, but I didn't. I didn't plan that far ahead, so I just went ahead and did a sketchy border with a black pen, and then that kind of contains the layout and it doesn't feel like the snowflakes are just kind of floating off everywhere. So that is going to do it, you guys. Please make sure you check out everyone down below who is playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem today, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.